Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 4 of the Calendar Season League. We're here in Baku, Azerbaijan for the 6 kilometre track, second longest on the circuit. So, should create a lot of fun. 23 corners, 20 corners in total, including some great corners. The last few, we call it ping pong, because it's a quick left followed by a quick right, and if you've got a little bit of damage, which quite often happens, you'll go flying. You've also got tight corner at turn 2. Turn 1's not quite as tight, but it is after this very, very long straight, so it's going to create some issues down there. We quite often see a few tangles at turn 2 because it is quite a tight left-hander at 90 degrees. Turn 1's a little more open. Then you've got turns 8, 9 and 10 and 11 and 12, sort of this castle section, really narrow through there. If you get two cars trying to pass, it's not going to end well for them going through there. So last time out, Max Thorne picked up his second win of the season, so he is off flying. Previous winner of the first race was Frank Honda, who is currently sitting top of our championship. So a lot of pressure there for Max to try and catch him up today. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. We are literally just going into the race right now. So no messing, we are heading on in. So yeah, Max Thorne currently on 50 points. Frank Honda at the top on 61. Third place is Kimmy on 29. So there's quite a gap back there. And you've got Jorn on 27. Serox Tom 24. Vin on 20. Then Rexon 19. Siki 18. Beaker 12. Desiree 11. Damien 10, and then there's a few more. It's a very small grid today, only 11 drivers here, but 25% race, so it's relatively short. But first up, we have an 18-minute qualifying session. Strategies aren't going to be hugely important here today. They never are in 25% races, but yeah, so just wait for someone to actually come out of the garage. Just run down what tyres we have here today. We obviously, as you can see, we have the Ultra Softs. We've also got the Supers and the generic soft tyres. So there's a little bit of movement down there. Oh, someone going out the far end as well. So is that Frank? No, that's Unity. So Unity will be the first man out on this track. He'll be looking to set a time early on. In terms of weather, it's looking a little bit overcast. Well, I say a little bit overcast, I thought it did, but that's just the sun is very low here today. Just sit on the wide shot for Unity as he's just on an installation up, so not too much pressure on him at this point. He's just got to make it round. We'll do a full-on drive-through or run-down of the corners once we get on a flying lap, because it'll be at full pace. Yeah, so Max Thorne's going to be looking to pick up a win. He's never really had the qualifying pace, but he's had the pace in the race, and that's what's going to matter for him today. If you can just qualify half decent, a little bit because there. If you can qualify half decent, you can really take it to Frank. Obviously, Frank's won the first race, then second and the second, and second and the third, so he's been on the podium all the time so far. Max missed the first race, so that's what's cost him this position so far. So Unity's just come around turn 16 now. So just officially 4 corners left to go. Only in the wet or with damage will you actually consider lifting through these. So let's go on board with him as he's coming around. That's the final corner there. And he's going to hit the DRS section any moment now. And off we go. Down this long home straight. You're going to see some overtakes on this track today, that is for sure. Whether it's down to just pure power down the straight or from little mistakes, people clipping walls. It's going to be more of a battle royale style race as people just try and survive. So Unity coming through second corner now. The second DRS straight down this sort of a back straight. Then you got hard brake into turn 3, 90-degree left. A little bit on there. Didn't quite use all of it. Get over left. For turn 4, very similar to the last one, a little more space on the inside of here. If you hit that curve too much, you bounce over and you head towards the wall. Through turns 5 and 6, this little chicane. And then we go down towards turn 7. Good overtaking opportunity here because it's nice and wide on the inside. Just don't want to pick up penalties. And then into this castle section. So this is 8, 9. Oh, a little bit of wall there. Through 11 and through 12. That's a little bit of wall. That's quite a lot of wall. He's lucky to still be going after that. Then down this long... It's effectively 3 corners. Well, 2 corners and then a third one at the end. I call it baby ping pong because if you've got damage, you're going to struggle to make it round. And he's bailed out of this lap already by the looks of things. But we'll stick on with him as he's coming around to turn 16. Well, I say coming around turn 16, he's going very slowly around 16. So let's have a look at Wout. Wout is just behind him, so this is turn 17, that little left-hander. Turn a right-hander, that's 18, followed by 19. And Unity's going to have to get out of the way because Watt is on a flying lap. And turn 20 is a little kink on the right back there, not too much to worry about. And then come across the line and we'll get a first flying time of 1:37.8. So, 1 time on the board. Let's have a look who else is about to set. Frank is about to set a time as well. So it looked like a little over rev there, but Kimi's done a 1:41.4. Frank does a 1:38.5. Not a quick time from Frank. He's already quite a distance back at the top. So let's have a look who else. Beaker coming up. Let's turn 13 into 14 into 15. Just keeping it away from the wall there. Now through turn 16. He's lost the back end a little bit but held it nicely. Through turn 17 and then up into a ping and pong. Turn 18 and 19. Keeps it out of the walls. Lucky Walnut has not kept it out of the wall. He's off in sector 2 by the looks of things. Without setting a time, which is not good for the McLaren man. And Beaker sets a 1:39.1. Well off the pace of Watt. So, looks like we've had a little round of times. Wild Wolf is starting a flying lap now. So I don't know if any of the others who have just set a time will be going again. Obviously the Ultra Softs is the soft tyre and you are going to take a lot of life out of them on a qualifying lap. So we'll just keep our eyes and see if anyone does set another time. And yeah, sorry, apologies for that one. So it's gone ball with Wild Wolf 1 as he's coming now down towards turns 5 and 6, left and then right. These curves here, as you can see from that, these curves are really nasty. You want to hit them, but you don't want to hit too much of them because they just throw you across the track. If your setup's a bit too hard, as it appears to be for Wild Wolf today, coming up to the castle. Nicely done. He's going to lost a little bit of time down at turn 6, but hopefully he'll get a decent time in. Obviously looking to get into 1:37s at this point. I think he'll be happy to get 1:39. Oh, I thought he was going to the wall there. A little acceleration in the middle of the corner didn't help him, and he's sitting off the racing line, unfortunately. So Wild Wolf now coming towards the end of his lap. Just 3 corners to go. Oh, no, not 3 more corners to go. That's it for Wild Wolf. As you can see from that first corner, turn 18, he got really deep into it, which didn't set him up great for 19, and that's the end result. So Watt has put 2 laps on those Ultra Softs, but didn't improve his time. Excuse me. So he will have an extra lap on the stars. Kimi's also down, but Kimi's well off the pace. So Unity now bailed out that first run. Looks to go again now. See what he can do. So pits are quite busy. Frank's put on a set of Super Softs, so he hasn't obviously not set a time on it. That's what the people set times on. As you can see, everyone's on Ultra Soft set time wise, but fitted, Frank has got on a set of Super Softs, and he's coming out with them as well. So maybe that 38.5 wasn't just the banker lap for him. and he's going to try and beat it with the super. He's going to go long in the first stint, which is always a risk at Azerbaijan, because if you get damage on the first lap, which is likely, it's your entire strategy gone out the window. But Unity coming through Castle, he's gone very deep but survives just there. How has he managed that? He gave the wall an almighty clout. And this setup is not working well for him today. He just keeps losing the back end coming out the corners. See how he manages through here. See if he can get it slowed down just in time. Oh, little lock up there on the front left. Gets it slowed down just in time to make the apex. Here we go, this is where you can make up a lot of time or lose a lot of time. See, that's the optimal line. You're coming very shallow. Wild Wolf went far too deep, which messed him up for the second corner. And Unity looks like he's coming towards... No, he's just keeping left. No, he's coming in the pits. It's quite a hard pit lane I've always found here, because it is sort of a chicane in the middle of a straight. Can catch you out, as Max Thorne has retired from the session as well. So he is not going to get higher than 9th. Unless someone gets disqualified, obviously. Positive vibes then, the admin for this league. We'll see what he can do. There's Max. Wow. Nightmare for him. So here we come. Positive vibes to start his flying lap. I agree with that commentator. Don't know what he said, but I agree with it. Frank Holder has come out on the supers and has gone back into the pits. Obviously not feeling comfortable on them. Maybe he checked his delta times and realised he's not going to do any better. So Frank calming down this backish straight, should we call it? It's not much of a back straight, because it is between turns 2 and 3. Oh, not quite as neat and tidy as I would like there, but down towards the chicanes of turn 5 6, very deep into 5. And just lose the back end a little bit on the exit to 6. Zero handle 7. Yeah, he's taking this very carefully. He could have come across the line a bit more. Castle is an absolute nightmare to drive. If the car is misbehaving, Castle's the last place you want to end up. Now coming through turns 14, down towards the hard brake in 15. Neatly done. So just 5 corners to go now for him. Got just under 7 minutes left on the clock. Watt is out again, as Beaker's also retired. That's in sector 3. He's out on the pit entry, so that's where the yellow flags are. It might be in the pits. But positive vibes puts in a 140.4. So he's set a time, which is quite beneficial at this stage. But based on the fact he's in mode 5, he looks like he's going again. Or he's just racing back to the pits to get a new set of boots on and go. And that could have been bad. He just slowed down just enough, as Watt has gone even faster with a 37.6. He's just over a second ahead of Frank Honda now, and Frank must be wondering what he needs to do to catch up. So let's go on board with Frank. Is that the rev limiter bug, or has he just forgotten to change to 8th gear? He's just forgotten to change to 8th. So here we go, starting his flying lap now. Oh, big slide coming out of turn 1. That's not how you want to start a flying lap. He's got 5.5 minutes to go. Coming out down this second DRS straight. He's got to find a lot of time. He's got to find almost a second on this track. And with a back end kicking out like that, he's going to really struggle to find anything. See how he handles this chicane. Neatly done. But again, that back end kicking out. Through turn 7. Still that back end does not like Frank today. And maybe that sort of could cost him the pole here. Is that back end just sliding out on him? I've been informed that the guy I've been calling Watt is Wout. I believe anyway. I could be wrong. So here comes Frank around turn 16. No more braking now between him and the line. So he handles this neatly. Yes, keeps it away from the wall, but only just. In the DRS now. Here we go. See what he can manage. And he's smashed it. He has found that second, despite the back end kicking out like he doesn't want to be there. He's found a huge amount of time. That's about 1.3 seconds he's gained up on himself. And Wout is still in the pits. He's going to have to be getting out with about 2:15 to go. And Positive Vibes is coming out. And who's that? Is that a Ferrari? So yeah, it's a Ferrari's coming out as well. So on board here with Wrexham. He looks like he's going to pit. Yep. So he's not set a time on those ultras. He's going to have to get a quick change on these tyres if he wants them put in another lap. So Unity has put a time on these, lap on these tyres. And he's going to run out of fuel if he doesn't run out of front wing. So he's going to be trying to limp back to the pits here, get a new set of boots on, and go again. So let's have a look at Vin. We've not had a look at the Ferrari man today. He's currently on an out lap. Frank's on an in lap. Unity must be on an in lap as well. And we're down to only 7 drivers in this qualifying with 2.5 minutes to go. So he's just got to get these corners perfect to set himself up. As Wout is also on his way out. Positive Vibes is just ahead of Vin, sorry. So he'll be setting his time first. Some lovely take of the corners there from Vin. Carrying as much speed as possible through them. So, Unity and Frank Honda are still in the pits as we approach 1 minute 45 left in the session. Oh, keeps it away from the wall, but only just. And I think Unity is not coming out again, and nor is Frank Honda. The Sauber drivers are done for the day. So let's go back on board here with Vin coming down towards turn 3. He's pushing, he's using all the track here. And there you go, Frank Honda has retired. That's not a crash, that is just retired from session because he was in the pits and he's not going to set a time. Unity is on an out lap. I don't think he's going to get a chance to finish that. So just have a quick look at Positive Vibes. He's going to be the first man to set their final lap here. I've been informed he does have his steering wheel on the way, but oh, that looked like damage, yeah. Yeah, he's got a steering wheel on the way, so he's going to be practicing that during the next week. And there you go, that's him saying nope. So Kimi is about to start, and Vin looks like he's had enough, but he could go again actually from this point. He's got 30 seconds to get to the line. He should be fine. So Wout has retired. I'm not sure where that was. Was it a crash out, or was that a retirement from the session because you just don't think you're going to better yourself? Vin is not putting a new time in. Well, I say that, no, he's retired. So just 2 drivers remaining, Kimi and Wrexham. let's stay on board. They're both right next to each other, actually. This could be interesting. Let's go on board with the man at the front, Rexon, currently P3, teammate of Max Thorne, the Renault team, who have had a decent start to the season so far. So Rexon coming now down towards turn 7 before he goes to the castle section. His fuel light is on. Shouldn't be an issue because he doesn't actually get back to the pits after this lap. He just needs to finish the lap. And obviously the least fuel you have in, the better. So here we go. See how he handles this. So he's just touched that wall on the right. It puts you right in the wrong place. But Rexon gets through there cleanly. Oh, a little bit wide there. Shouldn't have cost him anything. Then Kimi behind. Just looks slower through that corner. But Rex is going to be the first man of these to finish. He's just going to point it straight towards the line and don't move the wheel. And he's gone faster, but stays P3. Kimi behind him. I didn't see a time change. Kimi's 7th by the looks of that. So we'll have a quick confirmation of the final qualifying positions in a moment. And there you go. So Frank Honda taking the pole position, followed by Wout, then Rexon, Unity and Beaker. The Dutch getting all front 5 places. Good showing from them today. Followed by Vin, Kimi, Positive Vibes, and DNF's Max Thorne, Wild Wolf 1 and Lucky Walnut. So not a good day there for the McLaren boys. They'll be starting right towards the back. Sauber's decent qualifying, 1st and 4th. Mixed bag there for Renault. 1 at the front, 1 at the back. But the fact that Max didn't set a time means I think he can start on any time he wants. So he might look to go long in this first stint. But we will have a look at that in a moment. So we just wait for all the drivers to get themselves ready. And we'll be underway. Hopefully sometime soon. See if I can... Yeah, so currently leading the constructors, you've got Red Bull followed by Sauber, followed by Renault for Sauber, Red Bull, and... Oh, sorry, sound's gone. There we go, and we're off. Flying away down towards the first corner. Frank Holland's currently in the lead as Rexon holds on. Oh, there's a McLaren going sideways. Unity under threat already from Beaker. Vin's moving up, or battling with Max Thorne, down in 6th place. Just get some more information on our screens. There we go. So Max Thorne's had a blistering start, gained 3 places. Positive Vibes obviously being the loser of the start and dropping 3. Front people remain as they were. Wout is on the rear here of Frank Honda, battling for the lead here. Frank with that back end that really kicks out, but it worked for him in qualifying. Oh, Wout taking a very aggressive line there. Oh, was that nearly kissing the wall there, was Frank? As the McLaren boys at the back swap positions. So let's go on board with Unity. He's not really close enough. Rexon then. Rexon's got a good view of the front 2, but also he's got a chance of getting plus well if he makes a mistake whilst trying to hunt down Frank. Max Thorne's also on the rear here of Beaker, so try and flip back to that when that happens. But Rexon closing down Wout now. Wout's closing down a bit on Frank, but not a lot. Rexon might have a little snifter down into turn 1. He's going for it. Oh, just not quite enough room as Max Thorne has got past and has moved up to 5th place as Unity's pitted. Also, he picks up a little bit of damage on the opening lap. Let's just have a confirmation of the tyres. There we go. So Max Thorne has started, as I thought, on the supers. So he's looking to go long as his first stint. Unity's pitted, put on a set of softs. So he'll be going to the end from here, most likely. Positive vibes may just get to the end on those. But we're on board here with Rexon as he's hunting down Wout. Front three all separated by less than a second here. Beaker's struggling on this track, not one of his favourites, and a recent convert to the wheel means he's not had a lot of practice on here, and he's under threat by Max Thorne. In all honesty, I'm surprised to see all 11 drivers still going round. Max is getting closer. Let's just flip back to Max then on Beaker. He's got the gap to just under half a second. Obviously Max is on the harder compound, so he'll be able to go longer. Oh, big slide there from Beaker. Caught the top of that apex, sent himself flying into the wall, and he's going to pick up a lot of damage. I think Max survived that, but only just. He took a massive clout as well. Beaker's going to be careful, and he is. So Beaker's Beaker's coming in the pits here. Max is going to be careful, doesn't get caught out. Nicely slipstream there, so Max moves up to P4. I thought I saw a little bit of damage on the front of Max's. No, it looks fine. So also pissing is Kimmy. A little flurry of pit stops going on at this moment. So Wout has been passed by Rexon in all this. But he's right there still. He's got DRS. He's going to go around the outside of turn 3. Is he? I've got some terrible camera angles here, so I can't tell you much. There we go, that's better. And they go side by side. Some good clean racing there. Wheel to wheel, quite literally. Rexon looking to go down the inside of the chicane, but then White's going to have the inside of the second one. And Rexon picked up damage from that. He went a little bit deep. But he's still holding back Wout now. He's on board with Wout to go out through Castle. Cleanly done. So let's see if we can see Rexon's car. He did look like he threw up a bit of carbon fibre. I can't actually see any damage on the car. Might be just a couple of end plates missing. As Vin has been the first man to retire. He's gone on board there with Wout as he's hunting down Rexon. Whether or not Rexon's going to pit now with this damaged front wing. We're pretty much about a lap away from the pit window. Lap or two away. Beaker's also retired. On the fresh supers, he's binned it. Not quite sure where that is. As Rexon... Oh, sorry. Rexon has gone into the pits. Releasing Wout and Max Thorne to chase him down. So... Well, we're on lap 4 and the gaps have really started to sort themselves out. But we have had a little flurry of pit stops, as you can see. Last 3 have all pitted and Rexon is also pitted. He's not coming out at the back, but I've been informed that Beaker had a little incident at Castle. Not the nicest corner to try and do anything, and that could be a big penalty towards the end. That's Unity pitting for the second time already, along with Kimmy. Obviously something is going on there. Either the wrong tyres, or they've just not kept it clean and put it into the wall. Oh, and talking of put it in the wall, Mac has just failed to slow down into Castle. He's picked up some serious damage on the front of that Renault. Let's see if we can have a look at how much wing he has. And that is the answer to that. You can see there, it is just a bit of carbon fibre left. There's nothing there. And he's going to be careful now. These corners are going to really catch him out. A massive lock-up. And that is a huge lock-up from Max. And that is no wing left. Let's just stick with him as we come round. Coming out to turn 16. Turn 16 shouldn't be a problem. He might just go deep. The problem is going to be ping pong. Which is, this is 17, so this is ping pong. Turn 18 to the left. He's going to have to lift. He's going to probably brake if he's not careful. He keeps it. Wild Wolf is right on his tail. Wild Wolf looked like he broke there a little as well. So Max is going to... Well, he's going to have to put the softs on. Unless he's going to go two-stop from here. He's going to have to put softs on because he can't do two supers, I don't believe. Be interested to see what he puts on. Just trying to get a good angle on that. I can't from here. Yeah, he's put the softs on. So definitely it's the end for him. He's coming out, well, quite far behind his teammate. And his teammate is right on the rear here, Wout. And this is going to look easy as you like. Or is it? Wout comes across a little bit of contact there. A little bit more contact. These guys are battling out like their life depends on it. And Rexon is right on the back here, Wout. Going into the chicane. Wout's a little bit wide there. Rexon looking down the inside of turn 7. It's not the best place to overtake, but it is possible. Now you don't want to be looking to overtake. If you're looking, you're going to end up in the wall. And he's right there in the rear. Max Thorne's come out 18.5 seconds behind these guys. But Frank Honda will have to pit again. Or pit, sorry. So that will get him a bit closer, but he might come out ahead of Wout. He probably will. He has just pitted this second. Rexon not getting the best drive out of turn 16. He's going to be dropping back a bit. Still in the DRS zone, so he's still got a chance. He's got a much better drive out of that corner than Wout has. DRS is coming now. He's in overtake mode. Little slow. Maybe DRS isn't working, so he's not using it. Oh, looked like he got hit there, but he's gone past Wout. But Wout's going to look to come around the outside. There's nothing there. But Wout will now have DRS on this second straight. As Frank Honda is an absolute mile ahead of these guys. He's over 8 seconds clear of them. So he should be walking away with this victory. Meanwhile, Max Thorne, currently P2 in the championship, will be just looking to keep on the track, really, keep getting some points. As this is the only battle on track at the moment, so we're going to stick with it until something else appears, which could be further back. Kimi is closing on now. Never mind, Unity has pitted and has picked up a 5-second penalty for his troubles. He's going for his third stop already. It's obviously not working for him around this track, and he's racking up quite a hefty repair bill for front wings. And Positive Vibes doing his second stop as well. Both on a set of supers. So here we go. Is Mark going to make a little move? No. Coming up to turn 16 now. He's right on the rear here of Rexon. And I wouldn't be surprised if he passed him before he even gets DRS. Oh, so close to that wall. So Wout still in mode 2. He's not kicked it up yet. He's got DRS, but he's still running in mode 2. And Rexon's going to hold this. Wout just could not close him down. Rexon obviously shifting into a higher ERS mode. Not sure if Wout is controlling it himself or is doing auto, but whoever's doing it is not doing it as well as they could be, because he could be getting a lot more power out of this engine. As Frank Honda's still over 8.5 seconds clear at the front. He's probably just taking it easy right now. He knows he doesn't need to take any risks. He just needs to stay out front. You can effectively conserve fuel. As soon as someone battles with you, you've got a load of fuel and a load of ERS. You just pull away from them. But a little bit of battle starting to appear behind these guys, so we'll keep an eye on it. If that gap between Positive Vibes and Unity gets below a second, I will switch over. But until then, we're going to stick with Rexon and Wout. Coming around turn 14 now. Oh, he's right on his rear. not the best corner from either of them. Rexon taking too much. Wow, just oversteering. Wout's really struggling to keep this car behind Rexon in his wake. And look at that, Rexon's just pulling away. Well, he's going to get DRS, but Rexon's in, they're both in mode 2. So that's interesting. Rexon obviously just getting a much better drive out of turn 16. Wout is nowhere near him. Wout's obviously got the pace through the slow corners. Rexon's got it on the straights. And the gap between Unity and Positive Vibes is increased up to 4 seconds, so I wouldn't expect any battles there anytime soon. But further back and forth behind these guys, Max Thorne 21 seconds behind. He's just consolidated position. Had a little incident earlier at Castle, cost him the majority of his wing, and then knocked it all off at turn 16 later on that very lap. And considering he starts on the super softs, he did a decent stint, but you'd ideally wanted to go on longer so you can put on the ultras and get some pace in. So yellow in sector 1, Max has had another off. And Wild Wolf 1 has been promoted up to 4th place. Just see if we can see that front right of Max's wing. Yep, he's lost it all except just the base of it. And yeah, he's going to be really frustrated now. He's picked up a 3-second penalty as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up more before and then the end of this lap. So let's go back up to Wout and Rexon coming around the final corners. DRS is going to be open wide for Wout. He's a lot closer than he was last time. But Rexon is just mighty out of those corners. I don't think Wout can realistically close him down here. No, look at that. He's just nowhere near closing him. Gap's sitting at 0.4 of a second now. He's going to have a second stab at this. Going to have more DRS. He's definitely close this time. He's got the slipstream. He's got DRS. He's got mode 4. Rexon's got mode 5, but he's down to 1, and no. Rexon's just able to get that power down a lot quicker out the corners. So let's see, Max Thorne now, yep, he's limping back to the pits. I was expecting to put the ultras on, he might get some decent lap times out of them. He's going to lose the place to Kimi. He's be down to 6th, but he might get that back if he does get these ultras on. Further up, Wout is still on the rear. Rexon's going to Castle. Oh, a little bit of contact there from Wout from the wall. I thought he was going to contact with Rex's rear end there. Put Rexon into the wall instead, but neither ended up getting any damage. And Wout is definitely a lot closer than he has been the last few laps. But he's still got 2 corners to go before you can really try and reel him in. And a little kiss to the wall there. Scrubbed off a little bit of speed, but he's right, a little bit of late braking right on the back of Rexon. Little lock up with front left through there. Now coming through turn 17 into 18 into 19. And he's definitely got a lot more pace than Rexon has this time round. Frank Honda setting the fast lap. Rexon can't do much about this. Let's go on board with Rexon, see if he does switch back in. He's going to get a bit of a tow. But it's not going to be enough. Rexon, however, is going to get DRS on this lap, straight. So he'll try and close Wout back down. Wout gives the wall another good clout. Max is put on super soft. That's an interesting call. I would have put on ultras at that point. 4 laps to go. You might as well stick the ultras on. They will do 4 laps. This Wout Rexon battle is ongoing. It's been going for most of the race, in all fairness. As Wout started P2, Rexon started P3, and they're basically not really separated except for pit stops. And based on how close they are racing, what it could come down to is either one mistake which results in wing damage, or just a bit of an over-the-top corner cut like Wout's there, using the extended track limits, could end up resulting in a 3-second penalty, which could just changed this entire race for these guys massively. Oh, little kiss of all there from Wrexham. Don't think he picked up anything, but he lost a bit of time and he's now outside of a second. And yep, that's 1.1 seconds. He's not going to get DRS, so this is almost looking like a done deal here. As Frank Honda is about to start lap 11. His lead is dropping a bit though. Don't think it's dropping enough to be an issue. Wout sets the fastest lap, even though Wrexham is gaining on him. Going across the line, 0.6 a second now for Wrexham. Looking to hunt this down. DRS this time round. Well, gives the wall a good clout. Don't think, no, Wrexham's far too far away to even consider a dive from this point. He's just got to stick with him through the rest of the track. Get DRS again over the start finish line. Or keep yourself really close to him. And on the last lap, make the move before the start finish line and you'll be golden. It might be the best thing to do from this point. As all the other gaps are quite substantial. They are closing in on Frank. He was about 7-2 when he last crossed the line in the lead. He's dropped by nearly a second in a lap. It's too little too late, however, but it's probably just Frank sitting there comfortably, keeping it in lean, not having to worry too much about anything. Oh, that's a big off from Wout, and Wrexham is going to slide through. And Wout has just massively oversteered out of turn 16. And this could be the end of his podium. Wildwolf is 40 seconds behind, but Wout is going to lose time getting to the pit lane. He will get the ultras on. Should make sure he does actually pit. I think he will. Yep. Just to perfection that entry. Just slows it down in time. Yeah, Wild Wolf is too far away. So Wrexham will, unless he messes up himself, will get P2. Wout is just going to be too far back now, even with nice pacey ultras. As Positive Vibes has retired, and Max Thornton has retired as well. Was that Castle for Max? I think it was. Wow, that is a sizable incident. And Wells picked up a 5-second penalty. No ghosting on there. Unity's just clouted into the side of Max Thorne. Oh, Frank Honda's caught by this. Max's car is not being removed as yet. Wrexham might get caught out himself, and he does. And he just bashes through. Why Max's car has not gone yet, I don't know. Let's have a look at Wout as he comes up to this incident. His car should be gone by now, and it is. So, see how much time they lost to Wout. Second, not too much then, Wrexham wise. Don't think he picked up any damage, but Frank is going to start the final lap, so there's probably not a lot of point for Wrexham to actually pit at this point. He doesn't have a pit stop over Wout. Well, I actually put the supers on, which is an interesting call. Maybe he didn't have a set of ultras to spare. So we've not seen much of him in this race because he has been just so clear away. Saw a bit of him at the start as he was doing a bit of defending to Wrexham and Wout. But he's had a little race of his own. The only cars he's had issues with has been the retired car of Max Thorne at Castle. As he's now coming up to Castle once again. Shouldn't be a car in his way this time. I'll be quite happy to see. Around turn 12 now. Only 8 corners to go. and this should be a very comfortable win for Frank. His 4th race now of the season. He's not been off the podium as yet, so he'll be well chuffed with this, especially considering Max Thorne would have not picked up as many points as he would have hoped. A little lock up there from Frank. Don't think, unless he does something seriously big, Rexon will not pass him. Just seeing through ping pong, and that's neatly done, and that's basically the race win right there. Simple as you like. And Frank Honda's going to take home your Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Rexon's bringing home P2. Decent battling there with Wout. Ultimately, Wout was his own downfall after his spin, having to change the entire front wing. He also picked up a 5-second penalty on the exit for crossing the white line, as you can see there. That's not going to affect anything. Next to come up, got 2 Mercedes pairs here. Wild Wolf is taking it very gingerly through here. Is he trying to let Kimi come past him, or is he just going very gingerly? Yellow in sector 2. Unity's not had a good day. Let's have a look at this. He's done 3 stops. It's not worked out for him. Wild Wolf takes home P4. 5th goes to Kimi. And 6th will go to Unity. Just wait now for him to finish up. If he does finish up, I think he must have some serious damage if he's saying, yeah, he does. That front right is, yeah, just not there anymore. Let's see if he can make it through ping pong, which has caught out a couple of people today. But based on this speed, he is just limping home. I mean, there's slow, and then there's that through turn 18 and 19. Is he going to finish in style, or is he just going to finish? He's just going to finish. There we go. So I'll get rundown of the final positions, but first the podium, which hopefully won't lag too much because it normally does when I stream it. There we go, Frank's back at the top after missing out for the last 2 races. Oh yeah, it does lag on my stream, oh well. And there we go, final confirmation of the positions. Frank Honda starting at the front, finishing at the front. And also picking up the... no, not the fastest lap, sorry. Wout did the fastest lap, 39.6. So Rexon P2, Wout P3, Wild Wolf and Kimi, the Mercedes pairs, 4 and 5. 6th to Unity, and then DNF is Max Thorne in 7th. Positive Vibes 8th, Lucky Walnut 9th, Beaker in 10th, and Vin rounding it out in 11th. So that is the end of your Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Join us next week when we'll be off to Spain. And so yeah, same time, same place, 8 o'clock UK time. And yeah, thank you all for joining us. See you next time.